Hey Sam, it sure is. This mana's terrible. Better now. Oh my god. Interesting. Alright. This one. Well, okay. So we just stay here. Substitute. Oh, it's this one. Right. Welcome to the palace. Oh, that wasn't even that bad. That was not even that slow a fight. It's probably like 15-minute fight. Okay, this mon is extremely dangerous. Oh. Alright. Heracross 2. And he threw. Nice. I've always been going to Suicune here. This guy, like, doesn't attack sometimes. It's a good outcome when I get that Calm Mind. Oh, 2 Calm Minds. And Surf, oh. Alright, this actually is kind of bad. Okay. That Substitute. There it is. Now, okay. This might be an infinite battle, we'll see. I gotta break that Substitute. Okay, just got him. Oh. This is the worst trainer. Okay, got that. Okay, so the problem with this one is that I stop attacking if I switch in. This could be 1 or 4. I need some chip damage, but I also want to not get toxic here. I mean, the problem is I do just get toxic a lot. Yeah, this is pretty bad. It's like it's always bad to see this mon, unless it's like the Baton Pass one in its third. Yeah, 120. Boy, that's pretty terrible. There's just no way to handle this mon right now. Like, I need to get slacking in, but I can't switch into confuse, right? I mean, I'm just kind of dead here, I guess. Because slacking is never gonna get a turn at high HP. I think I'm just gonna get swept if I don't get lucky, because, like, I can't. I'm just always dead against this mon, but you're supposed to get chip damage at first, but I mean I can't. Unless you like try to PP stall toxic somehow. This bold nature. So that's a lot of toxic on the switch here. You have to just go here. Hope for substitute. Just hope for substitute. No. Okay, confused, but I did chip at it. Incapable. Oh, that's GG. Unbelievable, dude. Like, I cannot stream Palace without losing instantly, can I? Suicune is going to die, and then it's going to be a 1v2, so I don't... Somehow got out of that. This is why I don't like to stream Palace. Nobody needs to see this. Like, it's just not... Okay, victory bell. Thanks, Tyler. Hyper Beam. Well, alright. this one. It's like so many. This is nature here. Docile. Still not that bad. Oh, that's... I got the one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there it is. The top end is just so good. Except this is one of the ones that I actually wanted slacking for. Okay. I'm gonna deal with this. Okay. You would think this is free, but it really isn't at all. If we hit it once though, then it's fine. Accept it. Oh. Never free. So I did a bunch of other teams, and slacking has just outperformed all of them. And I don't really know why, but Palace is just so dumb. Like, the fact that even if you have an offensive team, Palace is not playable on console because of the infinite battles that you can just get sometimes. Yeah, it makes me wonder how good slacking is in other facilities. It might be pretty okay in Dome, but so is everything else. Yeah, I just want to get like 155 and stop, pretty much. Like, that was kind of the turning point for Palace, and it's a ridiculous facility, but like, I had some like other offensive teams that would just have like 200 turn battles with leftovers recovery and, you know, just slow things happening. Like, really offensive teams. Slacking hasn't... Slacking is so offensive that you don't usually get that, but you still get some really slow ones. And I think I've been lucky to not get an infinite leftovers battle yet. And then you look at, you know, some of the defensive mons like the Struggle Lax, and like this is just not a facility that is playable on console, like, at all. So who really cares? But at this point, it's like I just keep winning with slacking, so I figure like, well, maybe world record is super free. But it's not a good team. Like, here's the team, right? I haven't played this in like a week online, but I've been doing offline, and yeah, like, it's not a, you know, Sassy with this moves. It's not a good Pokemon. This is not a good Pokemon. Bad defense, no Calm Mind. And then this Pokemon is somehow pretty okay. But it would be a lot less okay without leftovers, so basically in Palace, anything you give leftovers is good and everything else is not good. So of course, it's still way worse than a regular Suicune, so yeah. We were almost done with this abomination of a facility. The most interesting thing about Palace is, like, getting a, like, 2-hour-long battle without even trying to, and I got one. I'm pretty sure it would have been 2 hours at normal speed, but I saved over it, so I don't have it anymore. It was just, like, it was with my Metagross team that turned out... Metagross was okay, but I think Slacking is better. So yeah, I dropped Metagross. But, yeah, it had to have been 2 hours real time. I saved it, but then, you know, was trying out a bunch of other teams, and I've got only so many save states on hotkeys, so I saved over it. I wanted to play that on stream if we ever made it to stream, but I wasn't gonna just keep streaming all of my bad teams. I only really want to stream, like... Well, I wasn't gonna stream bad teams first 100 wins, but I'll stream any team that's close to world record. Oh, is there a limit? Oh, I didn't know that. That's so epic. What's the limit? For sure you would hit if... Yeah, like... I recorded it. It didn't stop me from recording it, but maybe the recording only does the last certain number of turns, or the first certain number of turns. Dang. Well, I don't think we're gonna get anything that long with Slacking, honestly. It just stops. Oh. Yeah, we for sure would not. A Champ 2. Okay. This one doesn't die to Psychic. This is Adamant, alright. It's unfortunate, actually. This mon kind of beats Latios, but maybe it'll just not. Yeah, like, we could just go for the Hyper Beam here and not take the, you know, the bulk up and all of that nonsense. I think. Battle record ended. Did that happen to you? I'm worried about double teamers, but I'm worried about that with Latios too. I mean, it's like Adamant 30, it's pretty likely that cross chop, so then we should just kill it, but then like Slacking missing is kind of... But we can't really do anything against this mon other than like maybe we can go Suicune PP stall and then Latios and just get the sub up. It's like kind of not terrible to do that. Or maybe that's our backup if Suicune... Yeah, but then Latios is gonna kill it. We can't really do much. I mean, I think you just go here. Critical. Because you want Latios to take damage, kind of. Alright, this guy. Damage range. Okay. Track did not fail because of the substitute. It failed because of same gender. Why is it impossible to record an arbitrary long battle? Just because of memory? Yeah, I guess. In order to record, it needs memory. It doesn't have infinite memory. Alright, well... Dang, there's just no way to play these battles at 1 time speed. Because, like, some of them, man, they could go on for so long. Alright, Houndoom is usually faster. I haven't actually faced this lead yet. It's a bad mon for sure. hope he doesn't do the combo play. Okay. Oh. Okay. I mean, don't they all have T-Bolt? No, the 4 doesn't, but I'll lose to 4. We have a Mon for that? We have a Mon with a multi-hit move? No, like, this is a fire trainer. We could throw away slacking, but I think we just It's like a pretty valuable Suicune against this trainer. Like, yeah, switching into Ice Punch? Like, no way. I mean, slacking is still more valuable, right? I just have to do it. You get the leftovers too. Okay, so then, yeah. This one. Alright, last time I got this exact outcome. And Suicune was able to pull it out because it's modest. That's not... Okay, I need to use... No? No? There we go. Nope, try again. There, it's better than Surf. There it is. 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 The one good Pokemon I have on my team. Yeah, that might be another reason that I have won a lot with slacking, because Porygon 2 is a huge threat. Well, not for Metagross, really. But like, a lot of teams don't like to see Porygon 2. And slacking actually is an amazing counter to Porygon 2. Trace Truant in general is probably more valuable than I've given it credit for. The run may end here. So we've been over this. You just attack it and you deal with the consequences. Okay, so when it's this one, we're okay to switch. Do that. Easy peasy. Okay. Let's do that, huh? Okay, that could have actually gone bad, because Armaldo is like Slacking's worst enemy. Metagross, on the other hand, isn't too bad. Uh-oh. Okay. No. The bell curve Pokemon is like... I mean, maybe. But it has a second curve. Like, when you're really good, you don't use it. It just depends on the facility, though, I think. Haha. Hooray. Okay. We had a very scary fight against this guy last time. The reason that it became scary is that we PP stalled the Arcanine out of attacking moves and then tried to get Suicune in at high HP so it survived Hyper Beam. But on the turn that Suicune was about to kill Arcanine, it used Substitute into Roar. And then by the time I got Suicune back in, Arcanine was struggling and hitting Suicune too hard to stay out of Hyper Beam range. So we had to switch into a Hyper Beam, have Slacking tank it. And then I crit his Slacking with Earthquake and then switched out and won from there. But I had to use Latios to beat Suicune instead of my own. So that was a very strange sequence, but you maybe should just like kill Arcanine at like 170. I was trying to get to full, but when he gets down to struggle, then Suicune can end up taking too much damage. So let's see if we get a PP stall fight or not. I think a little over half the time we don't have to, because he just does that. We can tank 2 E-speeds. Sometimes Suicune will use Calm Mind here. Could be bad. But he attacks now. We substitute, that's good. If we Calm Mind, that's bad. Yep, okay, well I'm going to speed up now. Okay, that's 2 E-speeds. Okay. 1, 2 more. Latios is really low. They could just try to kill it here, but I think we've been, I don't know, low HP Suicune. I haven't actually. Otherwise it can get kind of weird. I'm just gonna stick with the normal strat. He's got a lot of health to recover here. He's out of PP. Really do. Oh no, it's like, okay, if he's incapable, that's good. I just go this turn, I guess? No. Yeah, I'll definitely go now. Yeah, and then like the mechanics that cause him to roar don't make sense to me. You shouldn't be roaring this often, but... Alright. What are you, protected? Okay, Calm Mind. Okay, we got a Calm Mind off, now let's see. Earthquake. Calm Mind again, Earthquake again. Calm Mind again, Ice Beam, okay. Well, I'll see how this goes. Fine. Yay! So you notice we don't use Slacking there, and we like never... You can probably figure out that we never need Slacking there, so I thought, since you're just sweeping with Suicune and then PP stalling on switches, you could just run anything as the lead. You don't have to run a normal type like Slacking or Tauros. So I went back to Medicham for a bit, and I never lost with Medicham, but it was just so bad that I was pretty confident it wasn't worth trying. So I had a 42 streak with Slacking that I did on stream, and then I changed the team because I didn't like how Slacking was doing. Tried Metagross and did okay. Or I think I tried Medicham first. Yeah, I tried Medicham first and I got to 42 wins. But it was doing really poorly, so then I switched to Metagross and then that lost. And then I did a few more with Metagross and it didn't lose, but it was getting some like infinite battle. So wasn't playing fast enough for what it gave me. So then I switched back to slacking, and I tried a bunch of stall teams too. And yeah, it's just Palace is just really dumb. Okay, well, world record 154. We just have to win this round to tie. Wait till the computer cools down. I think we've gotten really lucky though. Like we haven't gotten turn 1 crit from like a Jolteon or Starmie, Alakazam. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense in my head. Like, the value of slacking is that it doesn't have any bad matchups except for like Armaldo Cradily, pretty much. So like you never see a lead that is terrible, but then also every lead is bad. Like every lead is bad. Unless you can narrow it down to like Mr. Mime 1 or some complete garbage mon. Or like a Trickmon. But even Trickmons you still have slack. Like unless you can switch and have completely free like setup and kill. And then like every lead is just putting you in a bad position of being on a loafing turn or a risky switch. So it is by definition not consistent enough to get long streaks. But this isn't a long streak, this is just 147. So I think other facilities, you know, where you're using slacking that way to kill the lead, because you get a not terrible matchup, well then you're just constantly having to deal with that, what happens on that loafing or recharge turn. Can't get into the thousands, I don't think. But probably the biggest reason slacking is good here is the same reason it's good in all gold symbols Manipulus, which is that it just doesn't mind being a bad nature, bad IVs, nearly as much as other mons. Well, here's... Fire types are bad for this team. What did we do against this before? So we outspeed most of these, that's kind of the weird thing. I think we were... yeah, this is the electric trainer. Let me switch. Oh, free one, but not this. Okay. This is actually not that... this electric team, but... oh. Oh no, he's outplayed me. But he still can't touch Latias 2, so... yeah, it's Electrode 2, he can't touch it. Okay. And this is a threat. What did I decide I was doing against this? Was I actually going for the switch or no? This is gonna be... make sure. Docile. Man, he really can't touch slacking. He's out of kicks. I think the percentage play against this trainer is to go here. We're still at high, okay. They're not gonna Calm Mind is the problem. We get a sub, oh, we don't get a sub up because he crit. But it is Altaria next, so that's good. Alright, well we don't actually have to stay in here, do we? I could have, okay, whatever. Yeah, that would have maybe been better to swap. Maybe. Alright, so what did I do last time? Okay, last time I may have misplayed. I switched out last time I faced Fear 04. I think I did. So I was thinking, what is it, like double edge, recoil plus ice beam's decent. But Firo is like strong. You can also just throw with sky attack. I don't know. It's trying to not get slacking stuck in. Like that's a good outcome. Oh my god. Okay. Getting some easy fights here. Oh no. Oh, okay, so this is one of the reasons that Metagross is horrible. This mon right here. If you see this as a lead, like it just destroys you. Now, slacking, it's not great, but you can just kind of beam this thing, get it out of the way. But yeah, without the extra SPDF investment, I don't know, there's a lot of ways that Zapdos can go. I think I was just beaming this. But like Registeel, I mean there's some really nasty mons that come out after this. So there's T-Way, I don't know, like the problem is with Drill Peck. Nature. Oh yeah, you can substitute. Okay, you know what? It actually is just better to switch. And then you just have to attack. It can, Tyler, but Latios can also do something dumb. Okay, well... I mean, there's not a whole lot of value in attacking, is there? Just other than to scout the set. And waste Explosion if he uses it? I don't know. This is a scary mon to face. We can get... what is it? T-Bolt plus Earthquake is one strat. Yeah, there's just a lot of skill in Palace actually in handling situations like this. I mean, this thing does not kill Latios that often, so I feel like we should just get in a hit and kind of see. But then I what T-Wave 1, yeah. What did he? Metal Claw, miss. Okay, that wasn't gonna kill. It's gonna kill from here. So he's got Curse, Amnesia, Rest, which is very strong in Palace. Metal Claw, we can't PP stall him out of that. So I'm wondering if we just go to slacking and get this hit in. But then we have this last mon to deal with, which is scary on Legendary Trainer. Like if he chooses, let's see, he's not as likely to Amnesia, but he's not gonna rest either. We could hit it one more time, but like as soon as he gets cursed, things can really... oh no. We can't beat it with Latios reliably. Although, what is the nature on this? I bet I don't actually know if he has a proper nature for this set. This is Adamant, so the Adamants you don't want to get to low HP. Except we do want this to get to low HP, so that he uses Metal Claw on Suicune. And then he won't... Yeah, we need to get him to low HP ASAP. That's gotta be the goal, so that means hitting it. And then he crit, okay. Okay, still fine. Okay, he never got there. Oh my god. Okay, just don't amnesia, dude. Oh my god. We might actually get swept. We got the attack boost, okay. Yeah, he's not... They're just not smart enough. Whether you are running them on or your opponent is running them on, they're just not smart enough to curse amnesia rest. Which is why I gave up on that strat. The only way curse amnesia rest works is if double team is the fourth move, and then even then it might not work. Gengar 4 does not have a move for Suicune, so this is interesting. But Destiny Bond is just too risky, right? Modest. What is Destiny Bond target anyway? He just uses Destiny Bond a lot, so there's only one thing it can do, which is go here. Ice Punch. Very good, very good. Okay, well this is a loss. This is a loss. This is like the scariest Mon to see in Palace because he actually has a good nature. Now, if we can hit him once, he will become dumb. Okay. Now he just like doesn't attack a lot. Or he'll just, yeah, okay. We are okay with this. Hooray. Now I have to let the computer. When I'm streaming, the computer gets really hot. When I'm not streaming, it's never gotten really hot. Battle 153. Yeah, this might be enough evidence for me to like actually try a slacking team in tower, but I feel like it's just slacking Latio's Suicune. Kind of boring. And same thing for Palace, if you did. Like, slacking Latio Suicune has got to be better than slacking Gengar Suicune, the Destiny Bond strat. Choice ban. Only possible item for slacking in any facility. Except Pyramid, if you don't find a choice ban, then you gotta give it something else. Okay. Earthquake. Leftovers. Ice Beam. Well, this is, okay. It's 5. Right? It's 5. So Earthquake, Ice Beam, Curse, Counter. We may have actually lucked into this one. Usually you don't want to Earthquake Regice, you want to Hyper Beam, or at least Body Slam, but since it's the useless Regice, I think we can take it out with Suicune. But we'd like to get a substitute really badly. Okay, thank you. That's all we needed, just one, dude. It makes all the difference. Two. Okay, he threw. Alright. 1 win from tying world record. I've never gotten world record in a battle facility for high streaks anyway. This would be the, like, least prestigious, least legit record to get, but it still would count. If we get this one, we tie, but I don't really think it counts as having record if you get it second, if you're not the first person to get it. And I'm not gonna... It's cursed to play Palace without speed ups. You have to play with speed ups. Okay. Good news is we don't risk static here that often. We have 3 moves that do not make contact. The bad news is this has protect. This is a very tricky mon, actually. So, let's see. Is this docile? The deadly docile. So not a lot of protect here, actually. I think we have to try to kill this because, well, let's see, docile doesn't mega kick that much, but... Well, I mean, switching into T-Bolt is pretty good. And then but I just don't know about those mega kicks. I don't know. T-Bolt, how bad is it? I mean, I think we just have to go with the philosophy of preserve slacking and get Latios weakened. Okay, there's that. There's the Psychic, there's the Mega Kick, and now we attack. Oh, we Dragon Clawed it. Wonderful. Good thing it didn't matter at this juncture. Alright, now this should be fine to go here. Well, this is, yeah. Okay. There's one thing I can be proud of with this streak, it's that I got this team on first try. All of the teams I made after this one are bad, but this is the very first team I made for Palace and it was good, so my instinct was correct. I can't explain why, but that's okay. We're not in school where you lose points if you don't explain or how you got your answer. So we're just gonna do one fight and then that's it. One fight and then computer crashes and we're good. I think I could just do that, right? I could just save and exit. I don't actually need my computer to crash. I don't know, a computer is about to crash though from overheating. We have to wait for it to cool down. Yeah, this team has like a 95% round win rate. It's not like super big sample size, but I have no close calls against Spencer. But yeah, slacking is kind of just like a poverty metacham where like it answers threats pretty consistently. It answers threats and then has a recharge turn. Like what you'll see is Hyper Beam hit and then a recharge turn, but the threat is gone, and that's important because if the threat's gone, Latios and Suicune are pretty solid. And sometimes you'll see Hyper Beam miss, but then slacking doesn't take a lot of damage, it's a tank. So then you can switch out and try again later, and you may have lost a team member in the process, but you still got rid of the threat, and that's leaving your team with a good advantage, assuming there's only one threat per team, which, you know, considering that a lot of threats have like Bright Powder, Quick Claw, and those items can't be duplicated because of item clause, you know, generally each team is... And, you know, if it has a threat, it's just going to be one. So slacking can delete the threat, even if it misses Hyper Beam. The whole reason Metacham was chosen was it deletes threats. The whole reason Slacking was chosen is it deletes threats while not just instantly dying if it fails to attack because of the Palace. So, like that... I first wanted, like when I did Palace, when I started Palace a week ago, I wanted to like use Metacham again. And then make a video on how Metacham is like the best Pokemon ever. And 0 people had used it. It's just such an incredible story. But Metacham, it's never lost in Palace, but it's just, there's no way it's better than Slacking. So I feel like the theme here is like, you need to build your team around the threats, and not just like your team-specific threats. You need to build it around like the Frontier's major threats, like Regice. Alright, here we go. 1 battle for a world record. Yeah, and Slacking isn't a Stallmon either. Slacking is even less of a Stallmon. Good start. Oh, interesting situation. This is why Palace is very skill heavy. Like, you just have to stop, like... Now this is why Slacking is a pain to play with, because, like, Mr. Mime Hypno with a Choice Band Shadow Ball lead should just be press A, like, once. Or no, 3 times. It should be 3 A presses. And then it should be like, oh, could you get it down to fewer A presses by using Thrash on, like, Tauros and critting? Like, that should be where your mind is, like, memeing about A presses. But instead, we have to think about all the bad things that can happen on this turn, because I am guaranteed to get hit on this turn. And that is the Slacking experience. Yeah, Slacking is probably used mostly because of its availability, because it's quite available, isn't it? And the moves that it uses are not even egg moves, they're just like... Well, Shadow Ball is a one-time TM, right? Just one, yeah. Or can you get Shadow Ball from the game corner, or is that only Fire Red? I think it's only Fire Red, right? But you can just not run Shadow Ball on Slacking and it's fine. Brick Break is... That's a one-time, isn't it? Yeah, that's a one-time, but you can get more in Fire Red. But you also don't need to run Brick Break if you're not running Shadow Ball. You can run Aerial Ace, so that's also one-time. People use that on Rayquaza, so then... you don't have any of those moves, you can just get Rock Slide, and there's your shed coverage. And that's infinite. Earthquake is infinite with Pickup. Hyper Beam is infinite with Shop. Return is... I forget, Return is not infinite, right? Or is there a way to get infinite? You get 2, though, which is usually enough, because people don't use that move much outside of Slacking. There's no Tauros in this game, no Kangaskhan, no other normal types really. So 2 returns is enough for most players, and then Double Edge is not infinite, but you don't need Double Edge. Body Slam is infinite. Yeah, like you just can always get a good moveset on Slacking, even if you're wasting your TMs, so... Here we go! So, yeah, Latios doesn't have a great matchup because of, like, 3 using Shadow Ball, but there's the Hypnosis risk. This is a Psychic-type trainer. I mean, I don't know. Which one is once a week? Return? I don't know that I can afford to take this hit, but like switching into like a Mega Kick from Hypno 3, but then that can just use Swagger. It's just like full HP is what you want, but Hypnosis. I can't like have... I need to preserve slacking against the psychic trainers. There's the swagger, which would be in the switch anyway. The question is, do I stay in here when he's doing so much damage to me with Shadow Ball? I think we just go to Suicune and just stall him out of kicks, and then you just like switch play or something. Is this... yeah. And he can also psych up. I have to be wary of that. Yeah, wary of that. It's a real threat. Alright, let's just get out of here. We could just go back to slacking, honestly, and just take the kill instead of trying to mess around with Suicune. But... well, we want, let's see, if he swaggers again, we want to have a backup. Yeah, I guess then we go slacking and then... Kun? Because if we go Kun and get swaggered, then we have no switch. Because we don't want to switch slacking into a Mega Kick. I mean, we could. Incapable, okay, free hit. Shadow Ball, okay, it's this. Wait, I'm still... alright. 3. Is there any value? Gonna beat it? We beat it! Modest nature is so bad in Palace. Alright, we have world record, but there's about 17 different reasons that this would not be accepted as the world record by the Smogon community. Let's review those. So reason number 1. It might not be 17, we'll just start with the ones we know. Number 1, this Suicune may not have a spread that is possible to obtain without glitches or hacking. Number 2, this Latios may not have a spread that can be obtained without glitches or hacking. Number 3, although the slacking does have a legal spread, it may be considered not legit on a technicality, which is like the met location and level, which is like not level 5, so it's not an egg. And then it... yeah, if it's not a level 5 slacking, then it doesn't matter where I met it. Unless it's level 6 Petalburg Woods. So on that technicality, it would have an illegal PID or something. Reason number 4, I didn't stream or record the first 133 battles of this streak. Or no. I did record the first 42, and then I didn't record 43 to 133. Reason number 5, the leaderboard actually lists a streak of 224 as the world record, and that was done by someone who Magpie says is a known cheater who got caught save stating on stream, who also doesn't seem to know his or her stuff, which then makes such a streak doubly suspicious. But that's the #1 streak on the Smogon leaderboard, therefore this streak that I'm doing now would not be considered the record. Number 2, it's possible that Acteon or someone else who plays like me, unofficial streaks, has a better streak than this. So I looked it up, and I couldn't find anything higher than this. But it's possible, right? Just like how I do these streaks and don't publicize them as much, because I don't want to get a bunch of flack for save editing. Someone else may have done the same thing, can't rule that out. Reason number 6. Or that was 5. Wait, is that 5 or 6? No, that was reason. That was 6. Reason number 7. I'm a suspicious player because of the Metacham streak in tower. And there's a precedent for new players being rejected because of lucky streaks, even though there's nothing else suspicious. Reason number 8, this team sucks. That's a good reason. Like, this team is actually not good, so I mean, that's not a real good reason to like ban the player, call that player a cheater, but to reject a streak that was done offline because the team sucks from official world record. I can support that. This team is garbage. It's probably less garbage than like every other Palace team, but it's still garbage, and I don't feel good about getting a record with a team that's this yucky, even if it's entirely the fault of the facility. So there's one very good reason, at least, out of those. Let's Go Gambling is the emote. I need to sign in to add this. Add to channel, and it's added. Yeah. Alright, reason number 9. Speed-ups. Aggressive use of speed-ups. That should have been reason number 1, honestly, because like that's why the Palace is an illegitimate facility in the first place. Yes, I've heavily used speed-ups, and I think the other streaks haven't used speed-ups this aggressively. They do like 4 times speed or something, so it's unfair advantage. It actually is an unfair advantage, but well, it's an advantage. I don't know if it's unfair if other people could do it. Probably other people could run it this fast, they just don't. Alright, can we get to reason number 10? I'm pretty sure there's more reasons. Oh, streaming and chat at one point gave me advice. Not on this streak, but at one of the other streaks, chat like pointed something out that helped me realize a decision or helped me realize a variable in the battle that helped me make a decision. So I'm pretty sure that hasn't happened to this streak, but it happened on another streak, so you could say everything is suspicious. I could have gunners sitting behind me, looking over my shoulder, coaching me, so then it wouldn't be my record. Because that is a legit reason to like reject a streak if someone is actually being coached, intentionally or not, by their chat. Alright, that was reason 10. Not the strongest reason, but like it did happen, and the community would love to have as much evidence as possible to reject a streak. Reason number 11, it's not a stall team. That's not a real reason, but the community would probably, considering that they use stall in Palace, like you use speed ups and you don't use stall, that's suspicious and not legit. Curse, Synthesis, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, Venusaur is clearly better. Struggle, Snorlax, clearly better. Alright, reason number 12. Well, maybe I'll show you after this round. I tried stall Blissey, it was horrible. Like, it just couldn't actually sweep with +6, it could not sweep. That was like Calm Mind Blissey, not Struggle Blissey, god. Struggle Blissey might actually... No, I don't think it wouldn't work, but... Does Blissey have a physical setup move? I haven't actually used a good stall team, but I can show you the Struggle Lax stall strat. I don't know about the Venusaur stall strat, that one's very team specific. That's the world record that I just beat, was the Venusaur team. Curse, Synthesis, Sleep Powder, Earthquake. Or Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, not Sleep Powder. Curse makes you slow enough that AI will allow you to use Synthesis. And then you're immune to Toxic, which is huge, immune to Leech Seed. Venusaur is okay here, but... Anyway, so that was reason 11, right? Yeah, I think that was reason 11. It's not a stall team. Reason 12... Oh, suspicious picnics. I don't think we've had any during this streak, but we've had a bunch of, like, very suspicious timed stream outages that were internet outages, but they could very easily be I don't, what do you even call it? Splices? Stop the, yeah, it's just click the stop streaming button, save state, play out the fight. If you die, then go back and play out the fight a different way, and once you find a way that works, then you click load save state, wait for the message to fade so that stream can't see, and then start streaming. That's actually really easy to cheat that way. And the fact that the world record holder, the 224 cheater, suspected cheater, actually did stream at some of his palace runs that are, like, he has like 10 palace runs that are better than 155, so, and at least one of them he streamed, or he posted a video that was a stream. But then he was also like caught safe stating on stream at some point, and I don't know what facility, and so who knows. But the point is that, like, there's some evidence to suggest that even while streaming, cheating can happen, right? So, yeah, the easiest way to do it is to just have a quick little stream outage and then play the fight from a safe state and load the safe state and play it for a win. So yeah, we definitely did that during the tower streak a bunch of times, like during those really difficult battles that took like 30 minutes, the stream would go out, and then go back on, and then we would miraculously win. So that, okay, that's a legit reason. What team did he have? The Struggle Lex team. Let's see. I don't even know if there's a clean link to this one, because he used like 2 different teams. I don't... Yeah, it was just the classic Salamence, Struggle Lax, and Rest Suicune team. I don't think this is gonna format okay, but I mean, here, where's the link to the post? This one. Copy link. Yeah, you can go there and find it. I mean, it's okay. I just don't think Salamence is good. It just dies to every threatening. Salamence has such horrible matchups against legendaries. Like, that's what convinced me to, like, stay the hell away from Salamence. It's like, if you go through... So, starting with what? Articuno, terrible matchup. Although with Rock Slide it can be okay. Depends whether you run Rock Slide or not. Zapdos... again, depends on Rock Slide. I forget if Rock Slide always kills with Sassy. But Zapdos outspeeds and does more than half, and has T-Wave and Double Team, so it's not a great matchup against Zapdos. Moltres is a good matchup, but Moltres is kind of useless. Now we'll go into... Let's see, Dragonite doesn't exist. Okay, yeah. Raikou, it's slower than it has Earthquake, but it gets 2-hit. It's like an okay matchup against Raikou. Entei is a good matchup. Suicune, terrible matchup. It doesn't even click Aerial Ace. Tyranitar doesn't exist. So then on to all of the Gen 3 legendaries. Opposing Salamence, terrible, because they have Dragon Claw and I can actually kill. And Bright Powder and Dragon Dance, and yeah, so you actually just like lose to opposing Salamence a lot. Metagross, matchup is okay. Can't intimidate it, can kill it with Earthquakes sometimes. I mean, generally you don't with Sassy, but then you can 2-hit it, outspeed it. It's like it's an okay Metagross matchup. But then the Regis, Regirock, terrible matchup, awful. Regice, terrible matchup, awful. Registeel, depends, it's okay, I guess. Latios, terrible matchup. Get O-Code by Dragon Claw. Latias, terrible matchup, sometimes survive Dragon Claw, but often don't. Also, they have Ice Beam. Like, it's just terrible against the Lattes. What is the other legendary? I think that's like all the legendaries, but then there's other common ones like Starmie, terrible matchup. And what, Machamp is a good matchup, but like, those really difficult to cover powerful legendaries. Salamon's just so much worse than Latias. So, yeah, and then like the rest of the team is just like depending on good rest AI, which I mean I found to be pretty inconsistent using rest on some other mons, so. Okay, so we're on reason 12 that this team is not actually legit, right? Or were we on 13? Reason 12 was like all of the saves, or the stream outages. I don't think there's any reasons that have to do with me as a runner. I think I'm pretty squeaky clean, right? Whereas like most people would have something. You hear about that Munch guy? Beat Skill Ironmon with a Torkoal? That's super sus. Offline. I guess I won Skill Ironmon with a Pidgeot, but that would be a suspicious thing about the run itself, not the runner. Maybe most people don't have something. Most people who have streamed as long as I have would have some, like, would have cheated at some point, I guess. That's the sad reality. I don't know, maybe like 40%. Alright, I'm not gonna think of 5 more reasons, but I was able to think of 12 pretty quickly, so I'm pretty sure there's at least 17 reasons that this run would not be accepted by the Smogon community. And yet this run is a... Well, I don't think this run is actually like the most wins that anyone has ever gotten in Palace, because like this just happened accidentally. Some random Japanese runner or something probably got like 170 and uploaded it to some site like Nico Video where you can't access it without an account. Like, Palace is just too random, and I mean 150 is just not a lot, right? So I'm sure someone has gotten more than 155, honestly. But I think, like, in terms of, like, English community member who is, like, shared with the Battle Facilities community or adjacent, this is the #1 streak. I don't believe the 224 streak is legit. The player is just way too suspicious. But I mean, it's like, I'm like 35, 65 on that, so, you know. This is why Palace record is a meme. Alright. I'm faster than this. I'm gonna just die at 155, I guess. Alright, what do we know about this? It's 36-3? Not 1. Could be 3. Could be 5. Could be 1, 3, or 5? Okay. Yeah, that's not good. Modest, docile. Well, it's probably not 1. Because it would have used Psychic more like, well, it's modest, so it's probably not 1. What is 3? 3 is like, or I mean, what is 5? Modest? Okay, so it's probably just 3? That's not good. That's super not good. I just have to sack Suicune. Because we can't, like, sack Lati. And then we come back in and Shadow Ball, or maybe Body Slam miss range. We could sack Slacking, but I don't think that's good here. It's also Focus Band. I mean, we were just not getting out of this situation, are we? We need Latios to beat the next thing. Wow. We're like 70% to win here. It's good odds. But I mean, this definitely gets more interesting if it's like 5. Then it can just get, it's just very random what happens with Suicune. We could actually like stay in and just go for this, but no, Slacking can't beat Function of this health. Alright, I guess we sack Suicune. I mean, this is like not a great team for Suicune. Okay, we got a free switch. Now let's get to work here. No, it's just critical. No, okay. Well. Okay. Like high enough health. So how much did that do? That's 3. Why was the fake? Are you sure it's fake though? You said that about the 0 IV Latios, but I think that was legit. I don't know. I mean, I have no way. But I know how to check. I would say this did a lot. Did we low roll, kind of? 7? Yeah, this can't be 1, right? I don't think. Yeah, it's just 3, so Focus Band. And this is the docile nature. So, like, we can switch. We could have switched originally after the crit, but I was thinking, like, why do we need Suicune at that health? But now at 47, it's like a little more tempting. We tank Earthquake now. Can we tank Ice Beam crit? Maybe. But he's not likely to throw like that. I don't think against this trainer we have enough value with Suicune. I think we just go for the Luxac here. I mean, he's what, like docile, but docile still attacks. Oh! Oh, he threw twice! And now, yeah, this is why we were... Okay. Well, I mean, now we're at 59. No Calm Minds. I still really just want Latios to come in fresh. I mean, switch into Psychic Spadef drop. Can we tank a Psychic from here? 59? No, we can't. Unless it's from, no. Oh, we don't have a lot of value staying in here. Other than just... I don't know. There's like Metagross. It's like just trust in Slacking, I guess. We can get Recover. We want to switch. What's bad about this spread? My spread is maybe bad. It's not faster than Breloom. I almost died to that once. I honestly just got too lazy to... Well, I think it might not be worth... Or no, wait a second. That was with a Metagross team. Yeah, with a Metagross team has a Metagross slower than Breloom, I really wanted more speed on Suicune for Breloom, because Spore Punch just wins, but... and Latios doesn't always attack it, and it can also Quick Claw, and it can also Double Team, and can it Bright Powder too? Yeah, Breloom is a little scary. But, yeah, we do have a Slacking that outspeeds Breloom, and still can lose to Focus Punch, but... Anyway. This is Starmie. He can go for T-Wave, which... I think we just have to, like, sack Suicune. Because we don't want to switch into that, really. Now we can, like, possibly win here. And how much did we do? 17 to 20... Did we do enough damage to that? I'm not sure that that's enough. Is that 17 to 21 or is that 14 to 17? But I think we like try to beat it. I don't know though. I mean, we're paralyzed, we don't switch, just cover. So yeah, we don't know much about this. Psychic. Well, we are faster than this with slacking, but I don't think we go for that. Okay. Yeah, this situation. Okay. Adamant. That's just one. Got him! And now we have to play again, I guess? Stop playing. Oh, this actually Dragon Claws sometimes. Wow. I think the 31 IV doesn't Dragon Claws much or something. I thought this was not as... Okay, this is hardy though. Do I switch? What did I decide to do against this? Man, this is kind of a bad mon to... We were speed tied. I think I considered just staying in against this. But... he does Dragon Claw a pretty decent percentage of the time. There's like Gyarados and Crobat on this team, I don't know. Still going to go with the fundamentally sound play of just switching Latias. Okay. Why would you click that move? Oh no. Doesn't he brick break me from here? No. Nice Hyper Beam. Needed to hit those. It's like this round is just... Okay. Latios Body Slam? Oh my god. 1 to 4. What are these hard trainers? Okay, we do not stay in, but who do we switch to? They all have T-Bolt, man. I wanted to comment on chat, but it might not happen. Like, do I have to stay in? No, because I get psychicked for half on 1 and sometimes 2 and crit, sometimes frozen. We just have to sack Suicune in order to make this work? I don't know. That's really pushing it, but like we just don't attack very... I mean, the modest one throws a lot. I don't know. Do we really just want to throw Suicune and the team has Metagross? I feel like... Well, the problem is Body Slam doesn't even kill sometimes. That's really pushing it. Like, I think we just have to... I mean, there's Shadow Ball targets. We just have to switch to something. Blissey? Secret 4th team member Blissey. No, he's too good. I think we just switch to Suicune and hope that he throws. Like, we're just following the strats that we've been using. Like, you can sack slacking, but like he might not even get in a hit, is the problem. Suicune will probably get in a hit. I think, it's funny because Suicune is the best team member. You would think, like, maybe it's not a good idea. But he's just not well matched up against this team. There's Snorlax still on this team. 73. Is this... what is this? What is he doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. It's Latios 2 or 3, but they both are good natures, and they just threw, just like the Latias. Reason number 13 is suspicious fights. The round that he got world record must have changed the ROM. So, he's not gonna... Dang, it's kind of weird. Because we're still dead to this. We're still like super dead and focus band. But also quick claw, so I don't know. We can't switch because... maybe we can switch to Lati? I think we actually do switch to Lati. Because we can tank this. We just... yeah, there we go. And look, it was in fact Snorlax. No slacking today. Okay. Do I attack this? Yeah, he could just keep attracting and then slacking is bad. I guess we just attack it. Okay, what... this one again. What did I I think I decided to attack this last time, but like I don't know about that. Zapdos. Oh, I think I was just scared of 2, like Toxicking. Yeah, I'm scared of 2. I'm just gonna attack, I think. Although I guess Hyper Beam 1 and lose. Like, 2 is just so scary here. Like, you're just done. Like, you're just done if it's 2. Okay. Are we gonna be, was it 226? This is 2, and we missed the range. 14. Because it stays Toxic Poison, so we have one more turn. But I think this we have to sack Slacking right now, because I mean, even though Slacking is like out of commission after this hit, we need to get rid of this Articuno, because if we switch to Latios, we can get Blizzarded. Because this, well, let's see. Now this is Impish. This is the weird uncommon nature that doesn't attack at low HP, so we could maybe risk it. He's gonna use Substitute here, or Double Team. Okay, he's not gonna sub. Yeah, like we're switching into Double Team most of the time here. We're not switching into Toxic very much at all. That's kind of unlucky for him to do that. So, I mean, we could switch and then see if Lati can handle it. But, like, yeah, Suicune just doesn't... I don't know, maybe Suicune is the play? Because we win the whole fight, like... We can at least stall him out of Blizzard sometimes, but yeah, it's like 17% Toxic. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna try... Because of the Impish nature, we're gonna try to get away with this one. Okay, we just killed it, which is fine too. That was a range. Okay, this is Gyarados, so just go here. Wow, that actually that does so little. You never see Bite really from the tower one. Okay, so this is like Substitute. This doesn't kill, and then yeah, it's kind of okay. That's fine. No. That was an outplay. Okay, we're still fine here. This is the last chance Slacking has to do something. And... what? Oh, it's 2. No, it's 1, even worse. We want him to not go for Ancient Powers and go here. Alright. God, 2 more battles left and then they never have to play this facility again. It's, like, this round has been nuts. Like, this is just such a difficult round. Okay, so this guy, he's not gonna do it again, right? He's not gonna counter into boom again. Surely. That happened to me once. Oh, this is 2. Okay. Well... Okay. What nature is this one? Quiet. So he's attacking. Yeah, decent chance of T-Volt here. Yeah, I mean, then we're dead to Lati, though. If that chip damage is gonna make us dead to Dragonclaw for some Latis. And we're not sure about that. But we can't really do... We don't have any other plays right now besides switching to Lati. Yeah, there it is. But it's the female, so we can tank it usually. And this one... Okay. Wonderful. Pretty easy, actually. Last one! It's over! Oh no, it's this one! Okay, you have to attack it for obvious reasons. Quick Claw, Hyper Beam, miss. Okay, I mean, I really tried my best here. I don't know how I win from here. We're not faster, so... I don't know how I win from here. Adamant. Okay, well... Good luck, Latios. We could sack Suicune, but this is a good trainer for Suicune. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, we hit it. Now Machamp. Okay. Yeah, that was a problem. No problem. Calm Mind, Cross Chop, crit. Yep. Known problem. Nidoqueen. I don't have to play it again. I don't have to play it again, so it doesn't matter that that fight was beyond... Should we record it, or should we forget that it happened? I kind of think that we should just forget that it happened. This... on June 23rd, 2026, this battle will actually never have happened. You just have to wait 2 months. It's not that bad. Yeah, I think we just... if we click no, then we don't have to worry about it being saved in the... what's it called? Temp folder or something? Yeah, like it's just... now we have a clock of 2. Like every passing second we're getting closer to that battle legitimately never having happened. Now I say this because like there's been some gems that I have not been able to find on the internet from years past. There was this one really good Dark Side Phil parody. He may be actually old news, but well, he as a streamer content creator wasn't funny, but making fun of him was funny. And so there's this one like top-notch parody video of him playing Danganronpa 2, and I'm a Danganronpa fan, so that helps. But it is like top-notch editing, just one of the best videos I've ever seen. And I got deleted, or the channel got deleted unless the video is gone. And I've searched for that video many times, haven't found it. All of my old like teenage internet shenanigans have been removed from the internet, and I've searched for that. Some other there's some stuff I really want to find that I haven't found on the internet. So I think some stuff is actually permanently deleted. It's not like stored on some server somewhere that I just don't have access to. So that's, yeah, I feel confident in 2 months. Maybe Twitch saves the videos a little bit longer than that, but nobody's gonna actually try to retrieve that video, right? Nobody hates me that much. Can't stress how awful that battle would have been if it actually happened. But since it didn't actually happen, we're good. And we can do this, the Worcester split, and add that to our 17. Reason number 14 that this streak isn't legit, because I did a Worcester split, and Worcester streaks are not legit, right? Yeah, I can't believe we actually got 161 with this garbage team. We almost got swept by a Nido Queen, dude. Like, that is the mon that our team is, like, best equipped to deal with. Nido King is worse because of Horngel. Nido Queen is, like, the biggest paid actor, and we almost got swept. And yet we got 161. That's reason 15 right there, and Nido Queen's a threat. Reason 16 is, what? 121 speed on Suicune. It should clearly have been 123 for Breloom. And then reason number 17 is... Is reason number 17 that my chat is being unfairly dismissive to the 224 streak, or is it, are you being legitimately dismissive? When I looked at it, I didn't find anything particularly legit or suspicious about the write-ups. It all seemed pretty standard. The thing that I need to read in a person's write-up now is how many failed attempts. Especially for Palace and Arena, because like for Tower you can kind of assume there weren't many failed attempts, if any. But yeah, I don't really put a whole lot of weight in analyzing the legitimacy or skill of a Palace or Arena world record unless the runner is transparent about how many attempts it took them and how many of their failed attempts were due to misplays versus just pure luck. It's just so hard to evaluate a team in either of these facilities, because, you know, 161 is like a really easy win streak to get with a bad team if you just play with speed-ups. And even like 300 in Arena, if you're patient enough, you can get there with like a pretty flawed team, I think. But patience is not my strong suit for these sort of things, so I didn't get there in Arena, but like someone like Gunnar would have easily gotten world record in Arena with a worse than optimal team, because he's patient and has his chat to support him as well. What are we doing here? Save stating again. This was attempt 2. The first attempt got 126 wins. A pretty incredible win rate, but I mean, you could see from that streak how close we were to dying because of Slacking's loofing turns. We got crit twice in a row, dude. Where we got save state. 61. Never playing Palace again. Yeah, now I have to do my dome streak, right? Thanks for the 4 months, gluten-free Steve. Appreciate you. But what in a nut? Can you give me a quick summary of what you found suspicious about the write-up? I'm gonna look at it right now. I just thought it was like pretty standard write-up, but write-ups are so 2021, I don't know. The thing that's suspicious is he has so many teams that are 150 plus. Like, Metagross, Latios, Swampert, like not mentioning why Swampert was chosen over Suicune. And then has bad IVs on that team or something? Yeah, like 29 defense, 27 SPDF. And then what goes to perfect IVs for the record team. There's other. It's like the write-up itself. I don't think I saw anything suspicious, but there were some comments he made in the Discord, like, "Oh, I think the battles get harder, or after 150, but then they get easier again after 270 or something like that." Where he was like, he thought that the battles varied in difficulty depending on what round it was, which is like voodoo nonsense that like no one else has ever claimed. Like, I'd be more inclined to think someone was a legit player if they claimed the game cheated. You know, the way people claim, like, the better your team is, the more likely Oko moves are to hit, like that sort of a thing. Because at least that's, like, emotionally driven, as opposed to just, like, uninformed / unintelligent. Oh, the one thing that I found out was suspicious is that the loss was his fault. Like, it's just kind of, like, hard to believe that you wouldn't lose to a misplay in 224 battles, and then you do lose to a misplay, and so you never lost to RNG. I didn't actually watch the battle. I just read the paragraph about the loss. Like, he didn't check what set he was facing. Let's read this more. I switched in. I mean, let me just paste this. Maybe this is kind of looking weird. Back, we got 161. Reached character limit of 500. Okay. This one. No, stop that. I meant to do that at the time. Okay, so that was the first part of the message. This was the second part. Let's see, how suspicious is this? I switched in Salamence on Braylon 2, thinking after Intimidate it would still be above 50%. I didn't check what set it was. The last being Score Armory was real. I put it... Sucks. Makes it unable to pick Aerial Ace. So what it... Yeah, switching anything in on Focus Punch Breloom. Especially... Wait, did he switch into Breloom? He switched into a non-Lumberry Mon? Wait, is this actually a total throw? Let's watch the video. Because it's there, and you can see the splice if there's a splice. I don't know. I've never caught a splice before. It's missing from my resume. Okay, where is this? Chrome. Window. This one? Hopefully this doesn't... This is a long... Okay. And then current record 105. Okay. Wait. What's this? Is this even the lost video? Wait, what? Oh, okay, here we go. Alright, let's watch. Okay, can I click out? Can I get rid of all of this stuff that's blocking the screen? Oh my gosh. How do I stop this from blocking the screen? Okay, there we go. No, stop! No, stop! Why does it take so long to get rid of this? Okay, I'm just gonna leave the mouse off of the video. There we go. Okay, Alana fighting Fire Trainer. Salamence eventually breaks through. Okay, just keep attacking. It's sassy. Yep. Skarmory, switch to Suicune. Yep, and then just press A. Roar. Oh my god. Okay, so this is why Roar is bad, right? Not the only reason, but you roar yourself out of a free setup, because what was Skarmory counters free setup into this. So let's go back That's not his fault that his Suicune did it, but it's his fault for having Roar on Suicune, right? Because that's. But at some point he changed Roar to Toxic, I think. I didn't even look at that. It's like I guess the nice guy in me just assumes there is a good reason for Roar, but I couldn't think of one. But here we see a terrible Roar, right? Okay, so you're free setup, or at least you get Skarmory out of the way. And so then, okay, Roars Breloom in, and then what is this spread? Is this Suicune faster than Breloom? No, it's not. Okay, so you're slower than this. Skarmory is a bad... Okay, so you want to preserve Suicune, I get that. So you switch to Snorlax and sack it, and then Salamence is at high HP, and Salamence beats it, and then you know it's the easy Skarmory to beat with Suicune, I guess is... But Roar is just... Why Roar? I didn't realize that's how it happened, where like Breloom just came out, but then like, yeah, you can't switch. So I don't know what Alana Breloom, let's check this. It doesn't know what set it is anyway, but should still be checking. Breloom. That gets Alana has all of the sets. The lead was, well, we knew something about that Machamp, but I don't think we like knew for sure which Breloom it is. But like it's obviously not Breloom 1 because we know it Focus Punch. So all three of the Focus Punch Brelooms have Spore. This is a Choice Band Salamence, right? It didn't kill the Machamp, so is it actually Lumberry? Hold on. What was the Machamp? 97. Was that like Machamp 2? Wait. It was Machamp 2, wasn't it? Let me go back. I just want to make sure he actually has Choice Band, because if you have Lumberry, I get it. Like, you want to, you know, switch out of and keep Suicune for Skarmory, but then you want to... Where am I here? Oh, I have to scroll down. Okay. Wait, the Slack... Or wait, did the Machamp live, or was I thinking of one of my many Machamps that... He failed to use its power, right? Okay, Aerial... Yeah, that didn't do much at all. So it's got to be Machamp 2, but now I have to calculate that range. Incapable... Wait, what did it say for Machamps? Alana Machamp, Intimidate. Cross Chop does 34, it's just not much. Okay, and Machamp, a Glint. Okay, so he's Adamant, or... What is that? Is he, like, careful? Can we just, like, look at another battle to see if Salamence has Lumberry? That's just so little. That has to be Machamp 2. That's the only one that can take that little damage. So I guess I just have to calc, but I mean, we can't even prove that this Salamence has the spread that he says it does. Suspicious no matter what, right? He didn't say anything about Lumberry. Oh my god, there's all these other... Okay. Oh, here's the stats that he says it. 170, 100. And that Machamp is going to be, what, 110. So, okay, yeah, that does match. Okay, so it just... But then does that have a glint in its eye? What is glint? Because what nature is this Machamp? Machamp 2 is adamant. Okay, so it is a glint. It just has no attack EVs and it's adamant. That's like the choice band Metagross strat. Okay, so it's Machamp 2, Chestoberry. So then what we know about Skarmory is that it's not 3, but we already knew that. And then what we know about Breloom is that it's less likely to be 4. And that's it. I just know it's less likely to be 4. Second Mon to come in was Skarmory. Favors Rock Slide though, so I guess it's not. So it is a lot less likely to be Breloom 4, isn't it? It is a lot less likely to be Breloom 4. Not that he was. Not that even I would have spotted that, or just. It's just weird that it would switch to Salamence in that situation. So, like, okay, I guess, like, Breloom. Skarmory 4, you need to preserve Suicune. Snorlax is what? Kind of dead to it. You don't have a whole lot of use for Snorlax at all in that battle, so, like... Okay. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You don't switch your win condition into a Spore, or you just lose. Maybe the thought was like he didn't want but he's got Aerial Ace, so he doesn't need to worry about double team. But it's also pretty marginal, because like after the Intimidate, Breloom's not that threatening, except it is, because it's Focus Punch, so... I guess I'm just seeing this as like a fairly egregious misplay, but it's also Palace, so... Alright, where's the battle video? We didn't even finish the battle, but I had to confirm this wasn't just like a Lumberry Salamence, which would make a lot more sense to switch into. So, okay, back to the battle. So, okay, switch to Suicune. Suicune throws, it happens, right? Okay, so now you need to preserve Suicune for that tricky counter Skarmory. So now, okay, Salamence is growling, he doesn't attack. You know, you get unlucky, and then there's the Spore, and then the Leech Seed. So, like, there were other problems, you know. Well, just Spore, really. And now, yeah, obviously, Snorlax isn't going to do anything here. And then Suicune. Oh, Suicune even had the Lumberry, so... And it doesn't have Ice Beam on Suicune, so this is just the classic, like, why you should run Ice Beam on Suicune. Because you get dangerous mons like this where Surf doesn't win even if you're able to get some setup. And so now, yeah, like Leech Seed, I mean, it's just over. It's just over. It's like, you're not gonna PP stall this thing, yeah, it's just over. I guess it's not the double team one. So he could have just kept hitting it with Surf, but then Leech Seed, so... Yeah. That was a throw. Like, that was a battle that he was extraordinarily likely to win. If he played correctly. Which is not suspicious by itself, because again, in Palace you throw more because you don't take it as seriously, and I don't know, in the end it's like your Pokemon are just going to do what they're going to do. It can be kind of hard to weigh the percentages. Players in general are just not as skilled at the Palace because switches can't be predicted. But to get 224 without an RNG-based loss, and then to lose to an execution-based loss, is definitely suspicious. Where are we? Oh. Maybe this one. Alright, I didn't get to read any of chat while I was watching that. It appears he switched out Salamence on Pokemon 1. Sent it out later. Okay, but we watched the video, so we saw it was... he switched it on 2, on Skarmory. Oh no. This just, like, can be debunked so easily, right? With all the other... like, I understand the choice of Roar, which is basically the community wants to be as stally as possible. It's not a skillful reason, but it is a legit reason within the context of the community, considering that the Snorlax that he used is copying the one that Acteon and DG Ice made, right? You can just copy other people's teams and spam attempts. You'll get, you know, in Palace that works, but like the problem is the team is just not good with like Roar on Suicune and that skill level. It's good enough for a perfect player to get that streak if they grind a lot, but like nothing mentioned about grinding a lot, nothing mentioned about that battle to justify the misplay. And like this is another thing, Magpie and I both agree that it's very strange and suspicious when a runner misplays and then doesn't realize their misplay after. Misplaying happens, even bad misplays. Even bad misplays that are not caused by misclicks and fat figuring and stuff like that. That happens. And even misplays that, you know, you don't realize immediately after. You don't realize until later. But I think it's just, like, unnatural for someone to make a bad misplay, which we definitely saw on that battle. And then to not... I mean, he did realize it, I guess. But, like, there's just layers to this. This explanation just doesn't... Are we still on the... Yeah. This explanation just doesn't fit. Like, I didn't check what set Breloom was. That doesn't matter, because they pretty much every time you see a Breloom, you assume Spore Punch. Breloom 1 is occasionally uniquely threatening, but usually it's not. If your team's weak to Breloom 1, you know, it's, the team is bad. As long as, you know, you have all 3 team members alive, you don't care about Breloom 1. Like, Suicune beats that, right? You know, Salamence beats it, Snorlax doesn't, but... or it can. But, like... it just should... it's unnatural to say this at all. And you guys memed about it in chat, right? Well, also, I didn't check what Breloom said it was. Like, is there something about, like, the Focus Punch range based on which one it... like, whether it was 2 versus 3 or 4? Was there some analysis done about that Skarmory was likely to be 4 because Rock Slide's super effective against Salamence, so that would make it more likely to be Breloom 2, which does less damage with Focus Punch, and also, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like, it's just a very poor decision when you know the whole team. You've beaten the Machamp that you knew was the Chesto Machamp, so and then you know the Skarmory is 1 or 4, and then you know that the Breloom, whatever it is, dies to Salamence, and if Salamence gets statused or chipped, it doesn't matter because Suicune 1v1's the Skarmory. And even if you had your whole team alive for Skarmory, it could, you know... it still comes down to Suicune, because Skarmory can just beat Salamence and Lati. I mean, I guess to get, like... trying to, like... intimidate it or something, but like trying to keep Snorlax alive so you can send it in and then send Salamence to intimidate Skarm. Like, I mean, but I don't know. Sacking, not realizing you need to sack a team member is a common mistake. So I guess you can forgive that, but like I also didn't check what Breloom said it was with Frontier Assistant. Which doesn't matter, since the last being Skarmory was already revealed. I probably should have sacked Snorlax, yes. Didn't think to do it, okay. But I think the Focus Punch leaves Salamence at exactly half. High roll, I think. A lot of confidence. I thinks. Which makes it unable to pick Aerial Ace the next turn. That's not true. It's still likely to pick Aerial Ace, or wait. What is the moveset? It's a Sassy, so it's like... It's not that likely to pick Aerial Ace. And then the other moves, Brick Break doesn't kill, Earthquake doesn't kill, Rock Slide doesn't kill. But it could still 2-hit, Flinch. But it's definitely able to pick Aerial Ace, but maybe this is a linguistics thing. Unable meaning that's what happened, not what was possible. And it was probably the low HP that caused it to not Aerial Ace, even though it can also not attack at high HP. It's more likely that it was the result of low HP as a result of just getting really unlucky, right? Okay. So we'll just assume that's not suspicious. We'll give the generous interpretation there. And then Breloom can KO after Spore plus Focus Punch again. Wasn't it 2 Focus Punches? There's 2 Focus Punches, so that's slightly inaccurate, but okay, the gist of it is the same. And then the match is essentially over because Breloom beats Suicune and Snorlax. Like, the actual sequence in the battle makes sense to me, although... Yeah, it's like still 224 wins is a lot for a player making that mistake. But this just doesn't... I don't know why you would ever write this. I didn't check what Breloom said it was, considering that... You should know that Alana is not a trainer that has one Breloom set. Especially, like, if you see Machamp 2... Maybe he just didn't know it was Machamp 2, didn't check. And then it would be Breloom 2, if anything, but like it's also just Alana, and like the Battle Girls are super common. They have all the sets of all the Fire and Fighting. Or, well, no, not Fire and Fighting. This one is, no, Raoul is the Fire... I was actually wrong, though. This isn't the Fire Fighting, this is the, like, Rock Ground Steel Fighting. Which is the, like, Raoul is also that, but then who's the, is it, not Joe, who is the, no, there's the firefighting girl. This has Blaziken, there's that fire, but it's just like the physical Pokemon trainer. But like, there's so many trainers like this that have all 4 sets, and pretty much like, every time you see Breloom, it's all 4 sets. And you're pretty much always gonna see... You should be used to seeing... Your brain should just go to, okay, it's Spore Punch Breloom, because 3 of them are Spore Punch, and the one that isn't Spore Punch isn't a threat. So you wouldn't ever be thinking like, oh, it could be Breloom 1, and then we stay in with Suicune. You might, if you're being diligent, check for that specific thing, because you don't want to switch into like a, I don't know, a headbutt. It's not even bad. I guess you don't want to switch at all when Salamence could get crit to low HP. I don't know. It's just what would possibly make him write that? Also, didn't. Thinking after Intimidate, it would be still about 50%. Like, he's trying to say that if he had known the set could possibly be one that does enough damage to put below a half, then he wouldn't have done it. So he wasn't like checking for which set it was, like is it 1 or is it 2, 3, 4. He was checking for just the damage, and he just got lazy. It didn't check. He's basically just saying like, I didn't check. I didn't use a tool at all here. If I had used a tool, I would have seen the damage. But he, like, in addition to not using a tool, he didn't even make the correct play if he didn't have a tool. In fact, there's just like no situation in which it's ever correct for him to make that play. So this is not really relevant. It's just a very, it's like a lot of things about this paragraph are just slightly suspicious, compounded with all the other suspicious things. It's like, man, people, you know, this video is like, people know how to splice really well now, I guess. Alright. What am I doing? I'm clicking here so we can go back to the game. But like this is one of those weird situations where like a really good lawyer or just anybody who puts in the time could make a compelling argument in this guy's favor, unless the video has an obvious splice or save state. It's possible that no one just bothered to watch the video and there's like an obvious splice in it. And if you were actually going to like go to court with something like this, then you know somebody would be watching the whole video. And you probably wouldn't miss it. You might though. It's a long video. If it's a subtle splice, I don't know. Let's assume that there isn't an obvious splice, or save state, or other form of cheating from the video. If you watch the whole thing, you could make a very compelling argument. Like each individual point, you know, that I'm making about what's suspicious, you could refute. You could pull up evidence from my streams about me misplaying in Palace. Like, you know, top players still misplay, especially in Palace, because it's a different playstyle. You can make a really strong argument, you start tying these things together. But, like, it just doesn't pass the smell test. I suppose there's just the elephant in the room, which is that he supposedly was caught cheating, and I'm just not leaning on that because I'm just, like, relying on Magpie's word, and I don't know the background of what happened there. Well, his Squeakoon isn't legit, nor is mine, but at least mine's good. It doesn't have roar. Okay, yeah. But, the stream was on a Wednesday? Wait, you guys are digging into this deeper than me. I don't know. It's like, this is the last stream I'll ever do Palace, so we gotta figure this out now. Let's go back. What else is here? What else is suspicious from this? Should we watch the open battle? Open level loss? He also has world record. Quote. This is his right. I read this one too. For his world record loss at level 100. He lost to Spencer. I'm really disappointed in myself for losing. I was in a bit of a rush because it was a national holiday. And I had an event around 11 AM. Swampert was yawned and I finished off the slacking, and I thought it would be okay to let it stay in and try to wake up. But it did not wake up in time as we couldn't set up and through the team. Alright, let's just watch this. That's sus, but again, he's like, oh, I know it was my fault, gosh. It's kind of like, you know, when I say, you know, gee, it would suck if my power went out right now, but then I never actually do turn off the power, but if I did, you'd know it was like, didn't just go out naturally. Only at 224. No, I'm the one splicing. Scroll down a bit to see the CPU date. Okay, hold on. July 4th. Is that what's the CPU? July 4th, yeah. I had an event to go to around 11 when I, yeah, okay. Yeah, don't dox this guy, come on, don't get too absorbed. Okay, let's see, is the stream back? I think the stream's back. Okay, here we go. So this was his last battle, so we'll let this play out. Okay, so here's battle, what is it, 147? Okay, so yeah, switch to Swampert, protect. Curse, okay, so now you're protected against the boom, or the hyper beam because of curse. Yawn, rest, okay, so just pressing A like you should do here. How many curses was this though? Like, it really matters, doesn't it? Wait, what? Oh, no way, that... Did I see that wrong? Let me see. He was outsped into Yawn, right? What? Oh, and then he stayed in on Sweet. Right. Okay, it's still fine. But now he tried to wake up. Okay, this is... So again, don't run bad Pokemon that are just gonna throw, is really the common denominator. Like, your Mon just uses Curse instead of attacking, your Mon is not faster than Suicune, you know, like, it's just all of these problems caused by running Curse instead of, like, Calm Mind Suicune. Just like the general strategy for the fight is so different than mine. So let me think, like, you're sometimes getting yawned as you finish with Earthquake, but you have a Chesto Berry, sometimes cures it, but your Swampert sometimes burns the Chesto on its own rest. There's a lot of randomness. Okay, Suicune comes out, and then if Swampert just messes around using Curse Rest, you just lose. Again, just problems that would be solved by not running Swampert, or by running it with a different spread, a different moveset. So what happens here? Swampert doesn't wake up. Switching out is kind of bad there, because you do have a big hit coming with Earthquake if you can wake up, but I mean, staying in is also bad. It's just problems. I mean, Metagross is slower than Suicune because you're running Metagross. Latios coming out later. I mean, it's just like the whole team just failed. The player may have not even misplayed, probably did, but only slightly. It's just like the team sucks. You have two Pokemon that are slower than Spencer's Suicune. There doesn't seem to be a strategy to go in faster or go in set up with a sub or something. It's just like, it's just very casual and careless. And this same team, he did what did he do? He beat this streak supposedly with like a 152. Switch in Latios on the truant turn. Okay, so no, he did write it weird. What? So yeah, we saw he Earthquake KO'd on the Yawn turn. The proper risk-averse play was to switch to Latios on the Truant turn after Yawn. There was no Truant turn after Yawn. On the turn that Yawn was used, Swampert KO'd. Is he talking about one of the previous Yawns? Swampert was Yawned and finished off the slacking. It did not. Okay. After which Yawn? Does it matter? So there was some other Yawn, or was there not a Yawn? Okay, so here Arcanine dies. Damn it. Okay, let's try. There we go. Yeah, okay, so he's gonna curse once, right, and no Yeah, Earthquake, okay, so he's here, yawn, rest. Okay, so he's asleep. You don't switch here because you have boosts. You might as well try to get more boost against slacking, right? When is Swampert ever going to be more useful in the battle than this? You can't switch play because every move hits an unboosted Swampert hard, so I don't think he's talking about that. Here's more... Okay, Earthquake, Earthquake, Rest. Okay, so there's no yawn here. Sorry, I have to keep the and then this, yeah, it's just wrong. Like, there was no truant turn after yawn. I'd never really gotten this configuration before. I mean, okay, but it's pretty common. Had Swampert woken and attacked, it would have put Suicune below 50%. Which would have assured the win for me. Well, not really, but yes, hitting and dealing damage to your opponent is good. The behavior change is not really that relevant at all, because he could have already calm-minded once, at which point you don't even want him to calm-mind again. Or you do want him to calm-mind again, so the behavior change isn't even favorable. This is just totally, like, bogus, right? Like, this did not happen. His write-up is just referencing something that did not even happen in the fight. So, what is this? Like, oh, he was so rushed that he didn't remember what happened, but then he goes to the trouble of writing this long thing, submitting the record. Like, this is just very clearly a not legitimate player, right? Or am I being too aggressive with that? I'm just not... We can watch his other battle. Do you want to watch the other battle? I think there's another one with that Metagross team. Oops. Where's the... I just want Magpie to come in and actually provide some context about the cheating, the alleged cheating, because that's more important than what we're looking at now, but Magpie might be asleep because he is in the... He's across the sea, where it's 2 or 3 in the morning. He's saying after the first yawn, yeah, when we looked at that, that was not... that's not it. Might have had ChatGPT. Wait, when was this? This was like 2025. You could have had ChatGPT write it. ChatGPT is worse at Pokemon than all of us. If you're going through a rough time right now, just remember that you are definitely better at Pokemon than ChatGPT. And also, if you're going through a rough time that has nothing to do with how good you are at Pokemon, just remember that you're just better at almost everything than ChatGPT. Not all things, but you are important, you are special, you are better than an AI. You confirm the Suicune is fake, but so is mine. It doesn't matter. I don't think... Did a second curse happen? I don't... One is enough to sweep the fight. I don't think the decisions were even sus. It's just that didn't happen. Like... Even if you don't know how yawn works, you should be able to... You should know that you had no opportunity to switch because he was faster than you. You can't switch in the middle of a turn in any game. Unless you're playing, what is it, Pokken? Where it's like, you know, an action game, or what's it called, a fighting game? Then, like, you can do things in the middle of things. Right? If you're playing Super Smash Bros. Melee with Pikachu and you're trying to... What is it? Oh, and you, you do down... What is it? Down air? And you can cancel, you can L cancel, right? You can do those things in a fighting game. You cannot cancel your Pokemon's attack in the middle of its attack and switch out. So it's obvious that, like, he completely was wrong. And he... I don't know. Pokken doesn't even have mid-turn switches. It's all falling apart. So, I mean... If you don't know how yawn works, that wasn't the first time it was used in the battle, so you gotta learn. Yeah, I mean, it's just... Like, I understand just rushing and not, like, caring too much. You know, not everybody cares that much. But, like, why would you go to the trouble of writing this up and then just get very basic facts wrong? Even if you were a cheater, why would you do that? Like, it goes beyond just, like, oh, this proves he's a cheater. It's like, what motivation would a cheater have to write up something like that appears coherent until you break it down and then it's not? Like, and it's coherent enough that ChatGPT couldn't have written it. There would be more things wrong if it was ChatGPT, right? This isn't even like 2026. This is like 2025. So AI definitely wasn't good enough then to write this. Maybe AI assisted. I don't know. July 6, 2025. Yeah. So. And like, I think if he cheated, he didn't like cheat every battle. Like, that would be too much work. So there's like some competence. And all you need is some like, you literally just need to be like, I'm struggling to see like how you could get this wrong, other than you just misremembered and then you wrote this whole thing without even going to check. But like, this is not even how. If you're like disappointed in yourself and you're like, oh, what did I do wrong? This is just not the conclusion on the truant turn. I mean, yes, you could have switched after the yawn, but why would you write on the truant turn unless you're just like 3 in the morning, 0 sleep? Like, I guess I'd like, without having any explanation, I can't say like he's a cheater because he wrote this. He's just like unusual. Is this what cheaters do? They do write-ups that are incoherent or coherent but nonsensical? Why would he write this? Like, he wrote a script for Python. You know, it's like there's some competence, right? So, I don't know. We have to watch the other video. There's more things wrong with the sweet. Wait, let's watch the other one. Maybe that will shed some light on the. Where? Okay, so we go here. Wait. Let's go back to this one. Okay. I need to have this open. So back to the palace. Okay, so this is the open level record. Same guy, right? But this was this year, February. This is the same month that I started my Battle Tower streak, so very recent. Here's the replay, streamed on Twitch. So this, like, there's a VOD, dude. Oh, sorry, unless you've got a time machine, that content is unavailable because it got deleted after 2 months. So if I click play, does this even load? Yeah, because it's on YouTube, so... I mean, not really sus, just Twitch doing its thing, deleting videos. The teams are almost the same, and this time he switched teams for the Spencer round. That makes sense, even though it's kind of inconvenient to remember that. Like, it makes sense. Yeah, the first team is very weak to Spencer's Suicune. Yeah, like this is like, you know... This makes sense, because I've thought of doing the same thing myself, and so have other runners. Switched out Roar for Toxic, that's a good improvement. These other thoughts are just like... yeah, just random optimizations. Okay, so here we go. This is the loss. Lost to Blissey 4, which is counter, Calm Mind, Ice Beam, and Soft Boiled. On a Lati Meta Swampert round. So the bad team, if you just run Suicune, you don't lose to that because you stole it out of Ice Beams. Although there can be, what, Struggle Wars which are no fun. But yeah, like he has a bad team and he loses because his team is bad. Common denominator with all of these losses, right? Swampert is bad. Now it's hard to really be confident that Swampert is bad because it does help in some matchups, like against Jolteon 4. But I think there's a lot of evidence that Suicune is just better than Swampert unless your team is Electric weak, which this isn't really. Lati meta, Earthquake meta. Yeah, not Electric weak. Okay, so it reads the counter turns perfectly. Metagross goes for the 3% chance to Aerial Ace, which is that is correct. That is the percent. It is 3. 88% Meteor Mash would have KO'd. So, alright, this seems reasonable. Now let's actually watch it. I think it's gonna be this battle. Wait, let me just... Okay, is it this battle? Okay, it is this battle. Alright, so... It looks like he got 1v3'd. He's using the program. This battle probably takes longer. Swimmer, Eric, Quagsire, so this is a 4. So Amnesia, Surf, Ice Beam, Earthquake. So switch to something. Latios into, yeah, I mean, and then attack, or you could switch, I guess, because you want, I mean, it's fine. Leftovers, okay. Like, whatever. Getting into position, rest is not bad. Okay, whatever, fine. I don't know how to use the Swampert exactly. This seems fine. Gyarados, switch, T-Bolt, yep, okay. And then, yep, standard. Oh, so he runs Ice Beam on Latios. Okay, so now Blissey, let's pause. So, you know, he knows it's Blissey 4, doesn't want the Calm Minds to stack. He wants to just send in Metagross to get the immediate kill before, like, Ice Beam can do a lot to Metagross, right? Okay, but he does attack. Let's see. So, like, what are you supposed to do against this Blissey? He decides to stay in. As a full... So, you know... He's only hitting specially with Latios. He's not gonna beat it, but he could PP stall it. But again, like the Calm Minds, I don't know. Like it's, I mean, counter. What is? Does he have Calm Mind on this one or sub? I forget what is the. Wait, did he run sub on this? Wait, I don't know. I mean, let's just see what happens. With Calm Mind, you can do a little bit better. Now, okay, so he switches after the Calm Mind. Okay, Aerial Ace, counter. Could have tried to weaken it. Okay, so now he's... I mean, I don't know. It's like, again... kind of a, you know, bad matchup for this team, but also just... Run Suicune and you don't lose. This doesn't seem suspicious in any way. It's just like counter is a known threat. Latios loses to Blissey because you can't. I mean, Latios usually loses to this Blissey in every facility except for. Arena, right? Like it's just, yeah. So we're not really. Yeah, you can't say, oh, the team is bad because it died to counter, and you know, it's like Mirror Coat is equally problematic for Suicune. So okay. I don't know. What else is, yeah. Yeah, that's, I mean, there's nothing really to see there. Unless we want to watch 2.5 hours of other battles, probably find something, but like I said, I'm done with the palace. Like, we're going to end the stream in about 5 minutes, and then that's it. So if you have anything to add about our potato friend. Say it now. We're gonna do like what we used to do with yellow. If you type the word yellow in chat, it's 6 asterisks. At some point I removed that. But you know, we hated Pokemon Yellow speedrun so much that we made it a bad word. We can do the same thing with Palace. Probably wouldn't put such a sour taste in my mouth if not for that battle at 161 that didn't happen. Let's read chat for in general, I do think that with some mods this team can get to 140. Wait. What was that from? They say in the other thoughts that they use a cheat program to track enemy turns in PP. In this one? What? Wait. What? Some of this is just like, it's just really hard to believe. Wait, do I have this? Oh, here it is. I also wrote a Lewis script for MGBA to track turns while playing on the facilities as if it was Pokemon Showdown. The only difference is that it doesn't display the opponent's percentage of health. Okay. I don't intend to use it for a streak. I didn't use it today. Okay, so it's, you know, he wrote it. It's clearly cheating. He claimed he didn't use it, so another just weird thing, because like, I mean, this one, percentage damage, that's good. I thought maybe this is just noise. There's like a lot of noise when you're you know, it's like very easy to just get distracted by the noise instead of looking at like what's actually suspicious. And you know, if you're making mistakes like not understanding the sack Snorlax in that situation in the 224 streak, you're not going to benefit that much from using this script. You have to understand like how to play Pokemon, and I don't think this player understands how to play Pokemon really, because, or at a high level, because he, you know, of his like streaks in tower being flawed and some of his questions in the Discord, just like incorrect observations, strangely incorrect observations, obvious misplays that he didn't even recognize after. It's like, whether he's using a cheater script or not doesn't really matter, right? $259 with the all gold symbol speedrun team. Like one of those streaks I think was one of the tower streaks, might have been the save stated one. But I guess like I'm done with this now. Like I don't want to like dive too deep, and next logical step would be like dissecting the video for evidence of splicing, and then I'm not really good at that. But I am just curious why someone would like write like that yawn sentence is the one the Breloom one is like whatever. He's just trying to say he misplayed, but the yawn one where he specifically says there was a truant turn after yawn, like, is that something that you would naturally misremember? Let's go back to that one. This one. And maybe more importantly, like, what correlation does this have to cheated or not cheated play? Like, I think to some extent it's like, it smells like either like using a bot or just like playing really, really fast and then having some way to save state without being caught. And so you don't actually really play or like develop any skill, you're just like spamming attempts illegally until you're able to get the game to say that you have a streak of a certain number, right? So then after that happens, you're like, yeah, I got record, but okay, the community won't accept it unless I write something. So I've got to write something. I'll just write something that seems legit, but like you're just all over the place because you didn't actually play the team. Like maybe he didn't play the team because he used a bot, but that's probably not likely. It's more likely he just played the team really mindlessly because he knew that if he lost, he could just load a save state. Like, why would you actually try to win if you're just, you know, if you've got a save state strategy that you think won't get caught? A lot of cheaters are like very skilled players. Might have 7 letters in their name, 2 syllables. If you type it into Google, it'll autocorrect to a certain kind of sauce. Rhymes with Webster. But some cheaters are just not good at the game. So you could just be not good at the game, and then what you write is going to be the human equivalent of AI slop, I guess. The direction of the errors, the nature of the mistakes in the writing is not really predictable. It's just something is not going to make sense, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Where are we going? I'll leave. I can't leave. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drag this. There we go. You can see it now. I can look at chat. You're just like someone who doesn't understand what they're saying but wants it to read like they do. Yeah. Yeah, I guess like that's. Yeah, that does, I mean, I guess it makes sense because, like, sometimes, like in school, sometimes, like, you know, you have to BS something instead of, like, actually doing what you're supposed to do because BSing it is more efficient for getting the grade that you want. And so, you know, the way it works, like, if you're writing an essay, at least, you know, maybe that's changed now in the era of ChatGPT, plagiarism and such, like, but when I was in school from I mean like college and high school and yeah, I would say like college and high school, so what is that, 2005 to 2022 or 21, not every year in that, but like the majority of the years from 2005 to 2021 I could get by getting A's and B's consistently, mostly A's, on writing assignments without knowing the subject that I was writing about, just by being a good writer. Not that my papers made no sense at all, but you know, it was mostly just like write, you know, complete sentences with nice looking transitions and just follow the structure, you know, do your citations correctly, you know, just kind of find 1 or 2 points that you can make and then like just, you know, make those points really well without demonstrating an understanding of the subject or as a whole. And that would be good enough. So is it the same kind of a thing here? The Suicune being wrong is the most concrete proof. But wait, is he like on console or something? No, he's playing on emulator with speed up. I must have missed a message. Why does it matter that his Suicune is wrong when my Suicune is wrong? Acteon streaks have illegal spreads. Like, the community accepts that these streaks are still like legitimate in terms of Like they're not dishonest, right? They're just not official. Did he like say that he RNG'd it? Is that it? Where did he say that? Let's like find that. Which message was that? Because you guys have been researching that while I've been talking, so I'll trust, based on this, all of the circumstantial evidence being against this guy as well, that I'll trust that you're correct that it's not a legit Suicune. The first post is this one, right? It was the Suicune. Wait, this is the first one. Emulator. Also, who uses 10 times speed? Would it be 8 or 12 or 16? Anyway. Okay. Set details. No, that's the other one. Here's the Suicune. This is the illegal one. But, like, what are the stats? Did you guys check the stat? Wait, where is it? Okay, here's the stats. Did you verify these stats are illegal? 207X. Okay, but X is going to be something with 0 attack. 161, 121, 135, 112. That's like, what? That's pretty perfect. Yeah, that's like perfect, right? This is like 31 everything. Yeah, okay, but 30 for HP grass or something? Or that's the HP grass spread, isn't it? Where, okay, so it's RNG'd. Oh, with evidence here. What? Okay, you guys. Okay, where is it? This? This is 20? $65 is 20 IV? Wow, I thought it was lower than that. Right, okay. And they claim that it is 0. Which they went out of their way to, yeah. And let's see, the second post, is that all, or is this the second post? Let's just, oh my gosh. Munch is so good. Like, he found the proof of Bayleaf's Melodic being cheated when a lot of people still thought that was legit. We found this one, and Corvallis also was on top of this, but okay, where is it? The second post. Pike, Arena, Palace is listed above because everyone loves Palace. This is the second one. I don't think he says any, well, yeah, he doesn't even have the sets listed in this one. Let's see. Where's the video? Does he list the stats in the video? Like, how do we know for sure that it's 0 IV? That would be nice to, like, actually know it wasn't just a typo. Okay, so here's fast forward. Tropius, yeah, okay. I don't know that there's any. I mean, do we have to find Suicune hitting itself in confusion at this point? Oh my god, how are we gonna do that? Should I just like go fast, and then if you see it, then tell me where you saw it, and we'll go try to do a team effort here? I don't think he's gonna show us the stats. This is also not even the correct team. We have to go to another round. The picture Suicune, the Reddit claim spread. Wait, the picture on Reddit is different than the Reddit claim spread? Okay. But the 0 IV one, which is what his post claims, is not legit. So how do we, okay. It should just take one hit in confusion to know. And it should happen at some point. So we're just gonna fast forward till we find a mon where Suicune could hit itself. It should happen at some point. This is in the 224. Okay. Cradily could be. Attack Rose Swagger. Okay. Oh god, it has a Lumberry. Oh, this could okay, it might not happen. Right, it's not Chesto, it's Lum. Oh, I don't know that we're gonna find it. This is kinda like I'm at this point willing to sit through it, but I don't think we're that likely to find it at this point. It's so hard for Suicune to get confused twice. You are never seeing it. Oh my god. Golduck has Swagger. I mean, maybe is this one is Swagger. Hold on, it could happen right now. No, he crit. Oh, this is terrible. Okay, 9 to oh! We saw it. He got Lumberry into okay. Here we go. We can just know. Wow, we got so lucky. This is kind of like when yeah. Okay, let's just see. Calm. Now wait a second. He didn't get boosted, right? Let's just make sure there's no Intimidate or anything. What's this battle? Oh, this was a oh, wait a second. Is this at the end of the battle against the Golduck? He got swaggered at least. Oh, no. Well, we found it, but we're going to have to watch carefully to see how many attack boosts he got. So, okay. Calm Mind, Ancient Power, Earthquake, Roar, Fail, Lull. Okay, that was the Cradily. So now here's the Golduck. It has Swagger. It didn't actually use it, right? Because it was the Ninetales that... Yeah, so no Swaggers. Oh, that was a different battle. Hold on. Okay, this is where speed-ups make it hard to... Okay, it was just a different battle. So it switches out... It doesn't switch out. Okay, it didn't want Brick Break. Okay. Suicune, Fire Blast, Burn, oh, it was the Burn. Poochers. That was a clutch burn. Okay, here we go. Confused. Calm Mind. Fire Blast. Confused hits at 145 to 136. Okay, so let's... What does he say? I mean, we also have to verify this defense, don't we? 9 damage. Okay. So... That could... Oh, because Salamence beats it, but... 9 actually... Well, it depends what his defense is, so... Hold on. 80... But this is the modest one, so it's 72. 40... Okay. What did it say? 161? Oh my god. Right? Did he hit himself again? Probably not. Are these overlapping? These overlap anyway. But the fact that he did 9 would suggest that it's not 0 IV, right? Let me check the nature. X. So I don't even know that it is 0 attack. 204 defense. Yeah, it's like 161, right? But he didn't follow his own. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so then it's... What is it? If he has 20, then it would be what? 90? It's not 83 attack if it's 20. So it's 8 to 10 damage. Or 7 to 9, and he did 9. So it overlaps where it could be either. But it's more likely to be... A lot more likely to be... the 20 IV. 81, yeah, so... I think... I don't... We have to find a 7 roll anyway, don't we? That's probably not in the video. I mean, maybe he hits himself again. Oh, we get some info here. Wow, he hit himself at -1 defense. Dang, this is lucky for us, not for him. 13. Okay, so that's, what is that? 10, what is that? 161 times 2/3 is 107. Yeah, so it's yeah. Okay, I think it is just 20. It could technically still be 0 IV. That'd be a high roll. That doesn't seem reasonable to conclude that it is 0 at this point. So... oh wait, he's still confused. How many times is he gonna hit himself? Snap. Iron Tail. Okay, now it's dead, so we're not good. We're never seeing it. Oh, confused again by Gengar. What? How is he hitting himself 3 times in one battle against 2 different mons? 12. That doesn't change anything either. Although 12 is a 2 and 16, so that makes it more likely to be around here, but God, does that 12 change things? This is getting kind of ridiculous. Calm, okay, Confuse Ray, Hypnosis, okay, this is just gonna keep Dream Eater. Okay, Woke Up, Surf. Okay, now Magmar can also confuse. You can face 3 Confuse Ray mons in one fight, but we still can't conclude that attack IV. So, this is ridiculous, dude. 12 is good info, but it's not conclusive. It's still much more likely to be 20 IV. But which is the legit? Is the 20 IV the legit one? And now we go to this Reddit thread, and it's where's the Reddit thread that you posted? This one. The Reddit thread says the Suicune is, wait, 30-30? But it's actually 31-31? Wait, I thought Grass, you don't need the second 30. Wait, Timid? Oh, this is Timid. Hold on. It's not Timid. Wait a second. This is not even the right nature. He has Modest. Wait, is this Timid, the one in the screenshot? The one in the screenshot has 8. No, the one in the screenshot has Modest. But it says Timid in the description. So, okay. But the one that is legal is in the picture. And that's Modest. So, not that it, okay. So there's like just no proof that it is legit, because he never showed the stats. And then he lists it as having both 0 attack and X. Like, this is such a strange person, but I think it probably all just fits under the category of he cheated the streak and then he needed to write something. And because he didn't do the streak legit, the things that he wrote don't match the things that happened. It's not that, like... yeah, it's nothing more than that, right? Like, the write-up was based on something that didn't happen, so the write-up is just going to have a lot of things that don't make sense. Just like, you know, if you BS a paper at school or whatever. There's some other example I was trying to... it might be a Pokemon-related example, but I can't... it's slipping my mind. Where, like, you have to... it's harder than it seems to, like, make stuff up. Because little details are not going to match. You might have, like, the general idea, oh, this is how the team plays, and then you write up things like this, right? No, where's the thread? This one, like, you write up, like, attack with Salamence on, switch to Suicune is Ninetales, right? Yeah, it's like switch to Suicune, Ninetales, but then you actually play it staying in with Salamence. This is something you could easily write if you're just looking at a spreadsheet and trying to, you know, make it sound legit, but then the actual playstyle that he did, I think, was just spamming A and playing recklessly because he knew that if he lost, he could just load a save state. Like, that makes perfect sense. You would just play mindlessly and not have a real strategy. Therefore, when you're write-up, when it comes to time to do the write-up, you know, you're going to end up writing something that you didn't do. So, like, we're seeing all sorts of those inconsistencies, plus the fact that, like, the team has, like, you know, bad moves, like this, like, roar. So, unfortunately, if Magpie is not here in chat, we're never really going to get conclusive evidence now, right? Because the Suicune that he used was probably legit. He just wrote it as... So as the write-ups continue to make less and less sense, he wrote 0 IV, but he almost certainly didn't have 0 IV. Where's my Twitch stream? There it is. But then the actual play, he was careful enough, as far as we can tell. But then Magpie is the one who said that he got caught save stating, which would make perfect sense given the... It would make perfect sense that someone like Magpie would catch someone like this save stating. Like, that's like the most, you know, obvious next chapter to this. But I'm not going to watch 4 hours to do it myself because I'm not good at catching that sort of thing, and I'm done with the palace. Time to watch basketball. But I guess we're just going to have to ask Magpie next time that he's in here what the heck happened, because this is just so weird. Like, this doesn't make me any less, like, you know, any more confident in calling my run world record. Like, I was already fine calling it record because of what I heard about the safe stating from this guy, but it is just intriguing to me how he did his write-up. Because, like, typically cheaters who, you know, it's like returning to the scene of the crime, the classic mistake, right? You don't want to do that. You want to just, like, say as little as possible. But I guess because the community does demand write-ups, he ended up, you know, kind of being forced to write things that weren't true. And I guess returning to the scene of the crime and wanting to brag about something that you did, even if it gets you caught, that is a pretty natural thing to do. He claims that he displayed the team at the start and end of the video, but we already checked the start and he didn't. I check one more time to be sure. Oh, where did he put in? Oh, where's the... At the end? You saw 76 at the end? Okay. So how do you know a 76 doesn't exist? You checked it just like you checked the 0? Wait. Okay, blah 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 blah, dying to misplay, okay. Yep, okay. And then, okay, yep, okay, here we go. Pokeres, 2 stars, hatched, immunity. Okay. Yep. Okay, Wes, yep, alright. 76. Nope. That's he messed up. He got caught, right? But are you sure 76 doesn't exist just like 0 doesn't exist? So we're looking at, I mean, there could be some 30 IV. We don't know if, like, special defense could be 30 IV, right? And special attack could be 30 IV. And then attack could be some range to get 76. We know what else? HP is definitely 31. Speed and defense are 31. So I don't know. 11. Ground 70. What is the word no? It could exist, but it isn't the one in the picture. Did you find one that exists, or do we not? We don't know. I'll answer Draco Dan's question. What's the consensus on this sort of stuff with generated pokes? It's just the consensus is like you can't be on the official leaderboard if you're unable to prove your mon exists in the game without using glitches. Like you can use arbitrary code execution to get any IV spread, but that's not allowed. So you can hack or gen a mon that has a spread that you can get without glitching, but you can't, if you want to be in the official leaderboard, you can't gen a spread that doesn't exist. But a lot of people do gen spreads that can't exist because they disagree with the rule, basically. Because it wasn't like Game Freak intended to prevent certain spreads. It's just the way the RNG works, and competitive Pokemon has been using, quote, illegal spreads for decades. So, like, Action and myself, we both use, quote, illegal spreads, but we're transparent about it. We don't claim to have a legit mon. And we just, you know, we just claim to be legit players because, like, we're you know, still making good teams that would function exactly the same if it was a legit spread. We just don't want to go to the trouble of looking up a legit spread, and we don't believe that it should be, you know, that should be the rule. So this guy is claiming that this Suicune is legit. He is offering proof from a Reddit post that has a different Suicune. That is definitely a different Suicune. So the proof that he links that this Suicune is legit, not actually being proof, that's very suspicious. But then the Suicune does exist, and you've, according to this, what is this app? See, that's, again, it's the right, like, okay, if it's a legit Suicune, then it, you know, it's probably like yeah, like, why would he have 11? I think I remember seeing an 11 before anyway. Or was it 12? I think it was 12, so I don't know. No, that was bold. Modest, I don't know. So, like, it's probably a legit one. But again, it makes no sense that his write-up would say that it is 0 attack, X attack, and then the proof is looking to a 20 attack. Like, he has 3 different places where he could just say 11 attack. And in all 3 places, he does not list 11 attack, and in 2 places, he lists a different attack. Like, why would anyone do that? Like, he doesn't even know. Like, this is just so... Like, I think out of all the times that AI, like ChatGPT, has hallucinated for me, it might actually have never hallucinated this much. It's hallucinated more egregiously. But, like, this is an impressive number of inconsistencies in a single write-up. Like, a lot of minor stuff, but it's stuff that you just wouldn't get wrong if you did the streak legit, right? Like, I don't know. The mind of a cheater. It's a hot mess. Yeah, the whole thing is a hot mess, but, you know. Like, nobody cares if you use... Like, Action's, like, the most respected member of the community. Nobody cares that he does his streaks with illegal mons because he's transparent about it and doesn't cheat. You know, he doesn't cheat with save states, right? So, man. Like, this, I don't know. It's like, is this... I'll leave this one to Magpie to make the video. This makes me understand why people would have the opinion of absolutely no tools or generation allowed, only pokes you legit caught on a real game save. But, yeah. I don't know, like, what difference does it make? Like, this guy could just say, I got it legit, and I didn't. I don't think he doesn't say whether he RNG'd it or not, right? Or does he say? He just says it's RNG. Oh, God. Wait. He says it's RNG'd on retail, but he doesn't say whether he RNG'd it or just got it from somebody else using the Bank of Hoenn or whatever it's called. It doesn't really matter, but... With evidence. Man, that's... I'm giving this guy way too much the benefit of the doubt, honestly. RNG'd it from Wonder Tree. The post is fake. No, the post was not written by AI, but it may be worse than an AI written. But like the post. I don't know. Like I've had some experiences with liars before, where I was very impressed by the level of detail they went into. Because, like, for me, when I lied to my parents as a kid about school and stuff, I would just keep it vague and be evasive. and I would stick to one like simple story to try to get them to believe me and stop bothering me. And I'm not like type of person to lie a lot, but I've lied enough to like understand like the psychology of how do you want to cover up your lie if you do indeed want to cover it up, which of course if it's a lie, naturally you want to cover it up. So you just want to say as little as possible out of fear of getting caught. But I think I've seen it from other people enough. Like they just have so many details, and that's where they get caught. But they want to. It's almost like a feature of that type of lying, more details instead of less. Like they enjoy making stuff up. I don't know. This seems like this would be a chore for a cheater to have to do this write up, but maybe in some extent they enjoyed it. But I've seen in a different, completely different context where someone was lying about themselves. Like they invented a lot of very specific details about their past that, I mean, didn't like throw me off, but it made me think, wow, like that's good. You gotta take a different psychology, different mentality to lie like that, where they actually like have some engagement with the lying rather than just like trying to not get caught. Like most lying is like you just hope it doesn't get brought up, but this is totally different. It's got to be different here, right? But there's also like that pressure from the community to do a write up that could make the person just like feel like they need to write more, and then they didn't get caught. Like at the end of the day, like joke's on us. They're the ones who have that, and then it's not going to get taken down. This is not like Jodowy or like. It's not even like Bayleaf on the Ironmon community, who did get removed as a mod eventually. Like this isn't getting taken down. Like this is like one of the guys, you know, one of the you know. And I don't even like have anything personally against them. I've interacted with them in the Discord a couple times, you know. It's not even that. It's just like, it's just funny that like, yeah, they're number one on the leaderboard, and they, even though they were caught, according to Magpie, save stating, plus all of this ridiculous stuff, and it's like joke's on us, right? They're gonna have that number one spot, even if I were to get to 225 with my bad team, less bad than theirs, but still bad. My streak is not legit. And Acteon, if he may have a longer streak too, I don't know. I didn't find one, but if he does, his streaks aren't legit. Like this guy's got number one on lock, you know. So there's that whole some people believe their story is more credible by virtue of it being more detailed. And on a surface level it is, but you eventually get caught. I mean, I just wouldn't engage unless, I don't know. It's just like, we need Magpie to come in here and explain what happened with him getting caught save stating. What Magpie said in his Discord is he was caught save stating and temp banned. Like temp banned from the community, temp banned from leaderboards, I don't know. Temp banned from Twitch, I don't think so. He just said he was caught save stating. He said no. His words were he's a known cheater who was caught save stating on Twitch and temp banned. I remember that. And then Magpie also was very critical of his tower streaks, and he's just like, as a player, is very suspicious. But I mean, I really don't mean to bring like that much heat on the player. It's just like, since we're never doing Palace ever again, and since this write-up is so weird, and that first video was actually the really suspicious one. I think the switch to Selim is like, okay, I guess watch the second video is even more suspicious. It's like, I'm getting dragged into this. Not worth it. I've been yeah, and the funny thing is, if you get a lucky streak in like the arena while just doing a gold symbol attempt, and then you don't perfectly defend that streak like a pro, then you will get banned from submitting streaks ever again. So it works the other way too. They will ban legit players, or you know, they will ban players who may have one suspicious streak but no proof of cheating. It's just like they may have gotten lucky, they may have cheated, who knows, and then just ban permanently from submitting any other streaks. But then they won't ban someone with this level of suspicion. So Yeah, I need to hear from Magpie. If we do talk about this again, which we may or may not, then I would like to just hear what happened with the save state and why he still has streaks on the leaderboard in spite of that, especially a streak as suspicious as this one. And I also just would like to hear. I mean, this was was this Roar Suicune that got? Yeah, this was the Roar Suicune that got the 224. So even though he changed it to Toxic, which was a good change, like the streak that has the quote world record has this garbage move. So there's like this whole like, why the heck do you even have Roar? This is not a move that you want your Pokemon to click randomly. It's a move that you want it to click very specifically against a setup mon when you can afford to go second. So like, you know, there's a question of even if he somehow is not cheating, then how could he get a team with this garbage move and this garbage move, and this nature is not very dependable against like Marowak or Moldo, and then, you know, Snorlax is fine. Everyone thinks it's good. I don't think it's that good, but it's fine. And then Salamence is like questionable to me because it's just got bad matchups against key opponents. You're kind of depending heavily on this, which is like Oko weak, and this, which it just doesn't seem very good. Modest is so random what it chooses to do. It doesn't rest that often at low HP. It doesn't attack that often at low or high HP. And then Roar is just like a problem. Like you can't substitute. You'd like to have substitute there, so at least like when your Suicune's being useless, it's protected from Oko. But like yeah, it's like I don't think this team is actually good enough to get to 224 unless you grind a lot and you're a good player. And there's no evidence that he grinded a lot, and there's lots of evidence he's not a good player. So, but there's also, I got 161 with slacking, which is garbage. So maybe Palace is easier than. It's just tilting, you know? Maybe Talus is actually easy, but it's tilting, and the reason nobody's gotten a better streak is that it's tilting. Yeah. This is so silly. If he didn't want this level of scrutiny, he could have just not declared himself record holder. Yeah, it's totally legit, but at the same time, you know, sometimes this stuff gets out of hand where someone sends like an inappropriate doxing type message, and I just it's like the Palace is a meme, so nothing should really be taken that seriously in Palace. It should be, you know, brought up as a form of entertaining discussion, really. But I don't think like it matters that much for Palace specifically, but it matters for other facilities that are like Tower is basically the only serious facility, and he does have streaks for Tower on the leaderboard. Like that should probably be removed. Like I think like a 30th place Tower record should be more scrutinized than a first place Palace record, because Tower is like actually a legit facility and Palace is just a meme, no way about it. You can't play it on console, then it's you know, because of how slow the battles are. It's just, you know, it's just an academic exercise and entertaining ourselves. But what was this other message? Oh, Hughes. If he's been caught cheating before, shouldn't anything he says be suspected as a lie? Yeah, it's Magpie is the one who's saying that, but I don't know exactly what happened, so I want to hold off on judging based on that. Specifically, if it's a world record run claim, yeah. I'm also kind of talking more about the cheating stuff, because there's going to be a hot video, I think, that pops up in the next year-ish. That will give us lots and lots to talk about. Vindication, but I can't say any more about that. I can't say any more about it. I'm not that person. I'm not making the video. But I feel like I can hint at it at least. I have already hinted at it. But Magpie's Discord has some posts on the subject, so if you want to join Magpie's Discord and just do a search for a certain suspected cheater, then you can find the discussion that points you in the direction of what, you know, of where I'm going. But I'm, like I said, I'm not the person who's like uncovered that or can really say any more about that. But Magpie he has a YouTube video where he like found a bunch of cheated runs. He may even, it may even be this guy that is in that video. He found so many that it's like a long video that I haven't gotten around to watching, but yeah, like he's a YouTuber now. He makes a lot of good Pokemon content on battle facilities, and one of them was like showing that a ton of the top streaks on YouTube were fake. And I think he made another one too. Like he's just been exposing cheaters in it, you know. He's basically like the Carl Jobst, except he's like actually a respectable human being. Or is it Carl even the one who like exposed cheaters, or did he just make the videos on them? You know, the people in the speedrunning community who've kind of focused on that, like exposing cheaters. Like Magpie is kind of that person for the battle facilities community, but he's actually like a wholesome, decent, honest, thorough, intelligent person with how he does it, rather than just like, you know, clickbait and kind of stirring up drama. Like he actually left the battle facilities Discord because of the drama. So like, yeah, what, you know, he's kind of been on a roll with that the past couple of years and figuring out that a lot of the streaks that people thought were legit are not actually legit. There's a bunch of other famous streaks from, it was like this one guy named Carlos had a couple that was like very clearly cheated. The community accepted it. Magpie, you know, pushed and eventually found evidence that it was, you know, not legit, and so he's got more of that coming, I think, but I can't say, you know, I can't speak for him. Yep. Any goodwill, any good reputation that he had was already very questionable, but it was all thrown out the door with that lawsuit where it was revealed what he did. Very sleazy person. Magpie, very cool person from everything I've seen, so you'll have to ask him. Maybe I will ask him, or maybe I will be so done with Palace that I don't care. But if he is ever here, you could ask him what happened, and whether I have the record, or maybe Magpie is aware of someone else who has a higher streak than 161, in which case we might have to go back to Palace. If we're like, if the actual record is like 162 by Acteon and I just didn't know about it, then I'm obviously gonna try to beat it, but then hopefully we won't ever have to play after that. If this is the record now and then someone beats it, I'm not gonna go back to try to beat them. But if it turned out that this was not actually the record, this 161 at the time of getting it, then I would want to go and beat it if it's within reach. But ask about the Suicune. But I feel like that is not... they could just say, oh, I messed up. Yeah, you just run this team. Well, the problem with getting 162 with my team is that you have to really think. And you're someone who's skilled enough to do it, but it's like, do you really want to play Palace for that long? I don't want to, you know, I'm not sure I'd have the patience if I lost on the next battle to do another streak to get 162. You have to run something more brain dead than this team to easily get 162, but you certainly could. Unfortunately, there's just too much, like, there's actually a lot of skill in Palace with like knowing when to switch, more than Arena. But then there's so much dumb luck that it's not worth, you know. Alright, I'm gonna head off after I answer the last couple questions. To be clear, are all of these Frontier streaks you're going for nothing you'd submit? I'm just playing for myself. Yeah, for a number of reasons, but mainly just because I'm running mons that have spreads that are, you know, technically illegal. I may eventually run a team that doesn't have Suicune, and then it'll just be legal. But Suicune is kind of good. Kind of underrated, honestly. So, you know, like pretty much anytime I decide to run a team that doesn't have Suicune, then it'll be a legit team, unless it's another legendary. Suicune, Raikou, and Entei are uniquely restricted in terms of the IVs you can get. So, but yeah, like, the leaderboard has so many problems with integrity. Legit streaks that are kept off, cheated streaks that are left on top, community just being dismissive to outsiders, community being really slow to approve streaks. I mean, some stuff that's very just normal for a 20-year-old game. You know, you don't expect there to be a ton of high-level moderation for this sort of thing, but, you know, some of this stuff, it's like, okay, I can't compete with cheaters. I'm not trying to compete with cheaters, right? I'm just trying to get good streaks that I think are, you know, I'm trying to make the best teams and get the best streaks with the best teams, if they haven't already been done. Like, the Tower, Skarmory, Blissey, Latios team is the best team. No one has thought of a better team, so I'm just trying to do the best offensive team in Tower, since the best actual team's already been done, and it's super stally, so... Yeah, we now have a respectable streak in every facility except... well, Factory, Pike, and Pyramid, but Pike, Pyramid don't count. Pike kind of counts, but I don't like it. Factory, we still need to get a respectable streak there. Dome, I have an active 95 streak, but Dome is kind of like infinite wins, so if the only respectable streak is infinity, it's literally impossible to reach it. So I think we've basically gotten all of the streaks that I want to get. I'd like to get 100 in Dome, I guess, and then I don't really know that I want to keep going. But Factory I gotta do at some point. I'm too good of a player to have like a 70 PB in Factory. I might not be good enough to get record in Factory, but I really should go for like 120 or 5 or something, so maybe we'll do that next, I don't know. Yeah, like Pyramid is infinity, Dome is not infinity, but it like effectively is, I think. Pike is, I guess, but Magpie just got record in Pike. If you want to check out like the new world record for Battle Pike, Magpie's latest YouTube stream, like yesterday or 2 days ago, he got record. But Pike has like stalling in the wild Pokemon rooms to get, well, the old strat was stalling for burn from Dusclops, so Heracross can use Facade, but now it's just using Tauros, Latios, and Tauros doesn't want to get burned for Facade because it doesn't have guts, so you don't have to stall like that, but you do sometimes stall to take damage from wilds, just so you can activate a healing room. It's kind of silly, and I don't know, I'm not, my last time running Pike was the speedrun, where I was just trying to never go to a battle room and try to get a really good time with, what was it, Gengar, Cleanse Tag Gengar. So we're probably not going to do Pike, it's just not that fun. Alright, hopefully done with Palace Forever. Thanks for watching. Good night.